British DJs, an American voiceover. It's the Harley and Josh Show.
That was a good one. Hi.
That was right. Did that squeak come through, do you think?
Oh,
definitely did. Definitely did.
It's like an old person's bed when they're just reigniting their marriage.
Oh, Dorothy. Oh, it's not going to do it now.
You failed. Hello, everybody. It's
Hello.
the Harley and Josh Show, and we are here on a Monday after a busy old weekend.
It has been.
Yes, mate. You've had a busy old weekend.
I have, yes, it has. However, at the moment, I can't think of what the hell I've done for the whole weekend. Hell, is that bad? Heck, what the heck I've done.
Just say it again. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
That's how we go. What have you been up to this weekend? Swapping it up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've had a bit of a crazy weekend actually because we were on radio.
Oh, to radio.
Friday. Yeah. You want to start with my stuff first?
Yeah, I want to start with your stuff.
Break
It's really
format?
unlike you to be on radio.
Yeah, I never do radio.
Ever.
I mean,
Not-
I'm more of a funny mag person.
Yeah,
you know,
not even
Viz.
like once a week on
I hate Viz.
IO radio.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if I have to go on the radio more than once, I make sure that I'm performing, apparently, because it was for Children in Need last Friday.
Of course it was.
Raising some money at Worsted Park. So I'm not sure if you've been down to there
yes.
before, have you? Yeah?
Yes.
I think we've talked about it on the show
I work there
because we talked about it.
sometimes, yes.
Yeah, nice. Because we talked about how above where a lot of the time where the stage is, there's like these vents that make it look like it should be from a Rammstein show, just shooting out fireballs and naked greased up women. And so that didn't happen on the BBC Children in Need Tea Party, unfortunately.
That's a shame, that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, as if there was one thing missing. But they did the place up great because the atrium has got trees in there and everything.
Real trees?
Yeah, real trees. And I'm like, this is weird, mate. And it was just Murray and I. But they had the two Daves from Radio Suffolk doing the sound, who often do the BBC introducing live broadcasts, and they also did it here at the Smokehouse. Really, really competent guys and really good to work with because, you know, like before us, there was a fantastic opera singer, Laura Wright, who did, for her sound check, did 5 tracks and singing, you know. And Murray and I turn up an hour before we're supposed to be there. And we're waiting around for about half an hour for this sound check to happen. And we've got double bass and guitar, 2 amps, needing a DI with pedals, and a vocal mic. Took us 5 minutes to sound check. Including setting up. It was just like bang, 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 bang. Can you hear that all right? Yeah, let's just play a bit of a song. Yeah, okay, we're done. And both Daves looked at us like, thank you.
It's something like, when you're doing sort of, people like yourself and I have done enough of those sort of events where there's a short changeover, and it's so we've kind of got good. You obviously have got kind of good at just going, yep, makes a sound, let's go.
Yeah.
And
Line checks.
Soundies really appreciate that kind of efficiency.
Yeah, that's the thing, because there's not that much of a definition between sound engineers and musicians some of the time.
No.
It's just because most of the time, a sound engineer is also a musician that is looking for another form of income.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, you know, I've done a lot of sound engineering, and I know what I like about bands and what I don't like about bands when they're turning up and expecting you to be their concierge. You know, it's like, excuse me, where's the valet parking? I don't care, man. You're just using my battered up 58 that I can only just afford, you know? So yeah, that was actually really good. Sorry, Carol.
I said there are very few sort of sound techs who aren't musicians.
Yeah.
And when you meet them, they're kind of a rare breed, because especially the good ones who understand music, but then they understand the sound and how it's supposed to sound and how the sounds sort of stack up on each other.
The real audio files there.
Yeah. Paul Nicholas is one that I think of, who's not a musician,
point,
but
actually,
very good sound tech. And
he is very good, isn't he? I've had him a couple of times.
Yeah.
We make him sound like prostitutes, don't we? I've had him. He's a rather experienced breed.
Oh, yes.
But no, yeah, that's exactly the point. It's people that actually do care about sound. They don't have to be into it from a musical perspective. A lot of the time, you know, I'll say to a sound engineer, "Oh, you know, whilst watching a band, going, oh, that bit was really good," and he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not listening to the song. I'm listening to the sound, you know, or just trying to enjoy this pint before and make it look like I'm busy, so nobody comes up and says, "You know what? You know what you should do. You know what you should do to make this sound great." "I don't care, random drunk man. Go away. You do not know what you're talking about. Leave." But no, they did a really good job. We did 6 songs, I think it was, and
Nice.
I had to, you know, talk in between them. So we did 2. Murray and I did 2 on the hour, each hour for 3 hours after the news. So it'd be like, somebody has died today. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right?
Oh, speaking of which, of passings, we must have to have
Malcolm Young.
Malcolm Young, man.
Malcolm Young.
Now,
My favourite rhythm guitarist.
yeah, no, that's it's a real
Right.
shame.
He knows how to just keep it pumping, right?
Yeah, and like if you think, I mean, Angus Young's kind of the front hero of that band. But if you think of
But one of the master songwriters.
again, if you think of all the songs, it's the riffs you hear.
Mm.
It's those rhythm sections, you know, that da-na-na, you know what's coming next, you know, and that kind of just raw power.
I was watching Live at Donington. It's one of my favourite DVDs ever that I've just put on so many times, AC/DC Live at Donington. I think it must have been at the end of the Monsters of Rock Festival, or it was just an AC/DC concert. But and you know, they'll be doing this one song that on the record's 2.5 minutes, and they'll be playing they're playing for 10 minutes. And like Jailbait, they did Jailbait. That's a Jailbreak. Sorry, Jailbait is Motorhead. Jailbreak is either Thin Lizzy or AC/DC. We're going for the AC/DC one, but it was just but the whole song, you know, like in these 10 minutes, he's sitting there doing that and being bang on with his tempo and just, you know, keeping the feel. His touch is the same the whole way through. That's a real rhythm guitarist, you know.
Oh, totally.
Anyway, yeah, R.A.P. Malcolm Young. It was dementia, I believe.
That's what it was.
Yeah, which is and my granddad was taken from me. So it's it's kind of sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
These people that you put up on pedestals, these monsters of rock, these gods of thunder, can still be taken down by dementia.
Yeah, that's it. You know, the gods of rock are still human.
Yeah, exactly.
Wise words of today.
Strange. Yeah, that's crazy, right? But yeah, so yeah, that was Friday, and
Nice.
we went immediately on to playing the Angel in Woodbridge, which was the first time we played there. Actually, that was courtesy of Merlin Bruce.
Yes. Was that a duo?
Duo show. Yeah, exactly.
Because I think we spoke about it last week. It's not a very big place, is it? So
no, but Motherfunker played there. And actually, if you've been to an actual gig there, or just
I've only been to an open mic night.
Yeah, and so there's lots of chairs and tables around, and whips and chains for people to sit on before they go on stage, and you know, sit on a whip. Yeah, sit on a whip, and they would end up, you know, it fills up quite a lot of the space, but they took out a lot of tables for us, thankfully. And it is like a stage. There is a massive stage there, which you could fit like a 9-piece band in there.
Yeah.
But just not a lot of punters. So Murray and I made sure that we were right close to the back so you could fit a lot of people in standing up. And we had our dancing crowd in with Teresa and Jeff, you know, the Westerfield swing jive hep to step guys came along and threw some moves. Yeah. But, you know, nothing's too much of a mouthful for me. So yeah, they really, really rocked it. They did great, and it was nice to them to turn up.
Sweet. So 2 gigs in one day.
Yeah, that was fun. But then actually, I say we had a really busy weekend. For the rest of the weekend, I spent with my girlfriend just chilling out.
Fair enough. Did you do any musical escapades with the lass?
No, we went out of Thorpe Nest and just wandered around like old people.
That's all right.
Actually, no, we want to see Justice League, and that's got the new Gary Clark Jr. version and Junkie XL version of Come Together.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool.
Is it a good film?
I think it's a good film.
Good.
I think it's a good film.
It's about time that DC had some, like, I mean, Wonder Woman's got very good reviews, but it sounds like they found where they need to be.
Oh, apparently critically not. Apparently, it's
is
just
it being
getting
slammed?
Absolutely slammed again. And there's just people sitting there going, "No, there's not enough substance," and "Oh, the CGI was really bad." And it's just, the problem is that adult critics
on kids' films,
critiquing a kids' film. I know these characters are older than all of the critics combined, but it's still like, come on, man! Like, oh, I didn't really believe the villain. It's like, I don't know. Is it scare a kid? Yeah, Steppenwolf scared the little kids that were sitting in the cinema. So he did his job. Shut up. You're not a kid anymore. Stop making highbrow art out of comics.
As someone who's not particularly, I mean, I watched A Bug's Life and enjoyed it.
Yes.
I don't care if the CG's bad, as long as it looks roughly what it's supposed
Toy
to look
Story.
like. Yeah.
Original Toy Story.
Woody does not look like a human being at all. No.
Uncanny Valley.
Exactly. So, I'm not fussed about, when they chipped out on the.
Yeah.
I have to ask those.
There is some green screening there. Well, yeah.
Did you notice Superman's?
I noticed.
You noticed the lip.
I noticed the Henry Cavill non-mustached lip. It's quite bad.
Is that quite bad?
I will agree. But the thing is, if I hadn't known beforehand, I probably would have just been, what's wrong with this top lip? But I probably wouldn't have noticed at all.
No. That's it. Like with the whole Rogue One with
General Moff Tarkin.
Yeah. I knew that he wasn't real, so
Good.
I was looking for it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend watched it. She didn't
notice
that, and she wouldn't have known otherwise.
Young kids as well.
The only thing she did notice was at the end, Princess Leia, and she was like, "Well, I thought she's old now." I was like, "Yeah, no, she is."
Magic.
Yes.
Magic.
Oh, magic it is.
Magic,
Are we
yes.
turning into movie maintenance?
I think so. I don't know. If anybody asked me to maintain a movie, I think I'd just slip out of my hands like a bar of soap in the shower. And then something else would happen. Okay, I would like to don't drop the soap. Yes, I'd like to play a song because last week I also got to do something real cool with some very cool people, and these are those people.
I've been in danger, believing there's no more. Watch me move again.
Nice one. That was Not Enough by Kid Mojo. Mojo.
So you saw Kid Mojo last week?
Tuesday.
Yes.
On Tuesday for Charlie's birthday. And man, it was really great because it was actually Ash Carr was supporting, doing some acoustic stuff, and a very nice Taylor. And he did really well. But then, Dan and Kieran and Steph and Louis got up and did their thing. It was absolutely great because I've not been in Manning since they've done it up. Actually, they've all refurbed it and everything. It's all gentrified. It was very, very cozy. And it was just, like friends and...
It was just a nice, chill atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly right. And it was, it wasn't busy, but it wasn't dull, So, but the great thing about it was, I'd already bought the album on iTunes, so I have it digitally. But I got a free one by the end of the night because poor old Dan got a bit of a throat thing. And he's got a bit of a cold, and he come straight from work, working in Colchester. Or was it London? I think he was working in London, living in Colchester. One of those two.
Right. To
Ipswich to do a gig, and then had to get the last train home at 11:30. Classic musician lifestyle, right there.
Yeah.
And just halfway through the second set, because they did two 45-minute, 2 kind of hour sets, and he was just like, I can't go anymore. I feel like I'm going to pass out. And they just went, Josh, do you know any of this set? I was like, we'll do some covers. Just went up and I was singing with them, and it was really, really fun because I had not actually seen them live since a year ago when we played at the Spa Pavilion together.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because I just neglected going to see them because I'd been gigging at the same time as they had, and this was on a Tuesday night in town. I could go and see them. Right.
Nice.
That was awesome.
I say the show you did at Spa Pavilion last year. I mean, I missed that, and I really wish I could have gone because the lineup was incredible.
Yeah, it was Ashton Jones, Kid Mojo, Hot Tramp, and us. So it was super fun.
Great, and but there was again, you get these sort of hive weekends where everything's happening all at once. I remember one time as a band, Marty O'Reilly, who we played before, he was playing at the Cult Cafe. I couldn't go see them because I was playing at the Grinning Rat, of which nobody turned up to because there was also Lockabilly's at the same night, but there was also everyone who wasn't there was at Marty O'Reilly at the Cult Cafe, and anyone who wasn't there was at the music room watching the Blockheads. So it was one of those things. Yeah. It was kind of almost pointless putting on a music night because there was so much music already going on. Yeah. We played half our set, and they said, "Look, do you want to take half and set up and pack up home, go home early? There's no point in playing the manager paying the bar staff to be here extra when there's nothing. We're playing."
So what do you think is the solution here? Do you think that everybody should coordinate with each other. All the venues around Ipswich coordinate with each other to put gigs on at the right times and not at the same time as each other, or just put on loads and loads of music and just bring people out.
That's a good question. I think, at least round here, I certainly think as much in my hometown of Felixstowe, that there's not enough people to spread between 2 or 3 places. Now, I know in Trimley they do it. The Trimley Sports Social tend to have live music on a Friday, and the Hand in Hand have live music on a Saturday. So they kind of have that agreement there.
Do you think that's because there's not enough people, or just not enough people know about it? Because I think that's one thing that, how would we get more people out? 'Cause I think we were, Rich and I were talking, from the Lockabillies, were talking about getting work for musicians.
Yeah.
If it was only, because we've both been using this app called Encore, which I think I invited you to join.
Yes.
Which is basically sort of like, it's kind of like a little job hunting site for musicians. And it's that thing of, if only you could do it through Facebook, just link these things in, or some other social media thing, because you know that everybody's on there. And so if you've got a fantastic jazz guitarist who's a friend of yours and you want to recommend work to him, but instead of going through this Encore site where he's not a part of it, he won't know about that bit of work. So you do it on Facebook or something like this, but it's just much harder to search. So it's kind of finding ways of these places that have got everybody's details already. Everybody's already on there, like Facebook or like Instagram or like a YouTube account or something like this, where you can use that data for everybody to know what's going on. Yeah, much easier. But it feels much limited, doesn't it? It
is one of those things, like, if I've got a weekend off and I don't know what's going on, I open up Facebook. I get loads of events, because any musician will know that every person will invite all their friends who might come to a gig. So then it will come to a Thursday and Friday. I've got about 6 events that I've been invited to. Yeah. And then I'll go, oh, well, this one's only down the road from me, or, oh, I haven't seen this band before, so I'll go see them if I've got a night off. It's a really easy place, because it's not like I need a separate app for it. It's already on there. It's all part of one thing. Yeah. In the same way, I can also talk to my friends about having a night in, or I can also see if a band have got a new album out. There's you can do so much with one app.
Because there's so much that you've got, like Grapevine or Ipswich Gigs, or ICR and IO Radio. Hey guys, to sort of like be talking about what's going on during the week. But it often takes a lot of looking into doing it, and I think that is one of the joys of live music, that you have to do some research to find, to really just dredge up what you want out of all this sort of sludge of stuff that's thrown your way. And you really find some gems, which is what we've been doing from doing this show. To be honest, there's some bands, like today I'd like to play a song by Longy and the Gospel Trash, which I will lay out, another little sort of diamond in the rough, from figuring out these gigs that are going on. But this is such an important thing to us. Yeah. To somebody that just wants to go home after a Friday of working and not go out to a gig and feel like they're constantly pressured to do so. Well, it's something like, why do I look into, taking myself out of the house? Some
of the best gigs you do as well are the ones where you turn up and there's a group of people there and they didn't necessarily know there was a band going on, or they don't know who the band are, and they just go, yeah, well, let's see what this is like. And then you have them on the dance floor, absolutely having the time of their life, and then afterwards they're like, we were going to go home at 9 because our dinner was in the oven. It's burnt to a crisp. We don't care. We'll get a kebab home because we've had such a great night.
Exactly. You forget about the sort of the normal stuff that you usually worry about. It's what happened at Kid Mojo, man. Like, it's a Tuesday night and you just saw loads of people just like, wow, who is this band? That's and it. Like, they're fantastic band, really great set. I helped them pack up at the end because I felt like I was at work. But have you done that before, Holly?
Oh yeah,
too many times.
When you go see a band and they're all packing down, you're like, well, usually I'm doing this, and it feels weird that I'm not.
Yeah, so I should probably do it. I've had too many pints to be carrying heavy stuff, but I'll help you with the cables.
Tie a cable up.
Yeah, exactly. And then they look at you like, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, everyone has their way when it comes to cables. Yeah. And
there's the right way.
Yeah.
And there's other people's way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's your way, and then there's the right way, and you are everybody I'm looking at ever.
Highway, exactly.
Yeah.
But so that that was kind of my week,
Nice.
I kind of got up to some stuff and things happened. What did I do? Yeah.
That is what did I do? So,
hey, we're back in the room. How are you doing? What did you do?
I'm good. Wait, that was the wrong answer to the wrong question.
Yeah, that's all right.
Or the right answer to the wrong question.
You're
anyway,
in space.
Let's go. Well, so my week was fairly standard from its Tuesday to Thursday ways.
Right.
Rehearsals here and there, and teaching, and of course,
You're talking here is in the smokehouse. People can't see what you're pointing.
Mostly there, because here isn't. I'm mostly only here for the Mondays, which is a shame.
Okay.
Unless also Wednesday when I rush in to pick up the file to do the podcast edit, which I did at Thursday. Which I do apologise, podcast listeners, that it was late last week. I promise. Yeah,
we're not robots, man.
No, it's not like me to be late, really, is it? So
never.
No. Anyway, so yeah, Friday came along, and I was playing at Trinity Sports and Social Club with the Mementos.
Yes, you talked about this last week.
How'd
it go?
Yeah, it was all right. It was good. We rehearsed once with Rainer. I think that was Wednesday night. And
how many times did he do this?
So many times.
And he didn't even look. He didn't even look at my circled finger underneath my hip.
I will have to take a picture just for those who are listening who want to know what you're doing. Just there we go. Because this is not good radio.
This man, both of you people are terrible with this game. You constantly get both Murray and I
mid-show.
Oh god, what was it? So tweet us if you've got some sort of stuff that you've done mid-show that has pranked people, because that's fun. But there's a picture of Rainer and Impilo at a show in London when they were doing a live YouTube set, and he's got the fingers out, a little circle. Everything looks really cool. And you look down, and there's Rainer with his little fingers out.
What is that called? Is it like
I don't know, the little ring?
Is that the ring game or something like
hand.
that?
Yeah,
the ring game anus hand.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But I mean, I've done quite a lot of those in the media form. So if you ever see any photos of me, just keep an eye out for that. There's even me
Easter eggs
on a music video for Sleepless Wild.
God.
And I
You got Rainer.
I'm in the background and I just do it. And the video was edited and just about to be uploaded before they noticed. They're like, we can't take it out. So it made it to air.
Yes. That's what we like. So, what I once did to Murray was we were playing an outdoor gig at Dexter's in Felixstowe. And we were playing to the people on the benches outside. And we were playing this really long, complex song, The Legend of John Henry's Hammer, where there's a lot of stops and tempo changes and stuff like this. And I was just like, got that old steam drill, turned to Mario, went, floor's lava. And carried on with the singing. And he's like... he pretty much jumped on the double bass and just rode it for a minute. He's like, I hate you, man. So try that next time.
Oh, I'm going to try. Yeah, totally. It's easy for drummers, so I can't get Rainer. But
I don't know, we'll be able to use his pedals.
No,
I had a really good double pedal.
My good friends Matt Graver and Danny Berry.
Is that where that weird picture of you guys was?
That was the next night. But they always said, because we do a lot of sort of parties together socially, and Danny always wants to see Rainer play because he doesn't play a lot in Felixstowe. Yeah. Most of the stuff is with East Ham Pirates further afield. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I want to see you guys play together. And I was like, we're not really in a band together. Yeah. And then we were doing this one gig, and I forgot to tell them until the night. Phoned them up, couldn't get through to them. And Matt texted me the next day saying, sorry I didn't get you.
What was going on?
I was in the bath and I forgot. And I was like, it's right, you missed it now. Shame. But it was a really good gig. It was a little bit quiet, but the people there really enjoyed it. We're quite sort of quiet with the Mementos. We're not like a blastingly loud band.
Look at me.
And when the bar staff did say it was kind of nice.
Laura's voice better?
Yes, much better now. Yes, she struggled. She didn't struggle at the gig last week, but she wasn't feeling 100%. But she's back to full health. You'll be happy to know.
Nice. Well done, that lady.
Yeah, and that was quite an enjoyable gig. And generally quite a pleasant experience. Rainer learnt the stuff really quickly, really well. Mm-hmm. He had played with the Mementos before, I think, like about 18 months ago. So a little bit out of practice with the songs, but you wouldn't have known.
No.
You know, he went, yeah, I haven't played this set in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, nailed it. So,
but he should get that tattoo, shouldn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, nailed it.
Yeah, that's
there we go. With a little circular hand underneath.
Oh, totally.
Was that
that's his catchphrase, other than go out and smash it.
Go out and smash it. Yeah. What else did you?
So my Saturday, I didn't do any gigs as such because instead I was partying with Matt and co for a friend's birthday party. We went to Copers, as it's apparently called. It's Coppers.
Not Coppers. Is it the Copacabana? You know.
Then it's got an S.
Shut up. It's not 2 P's, is it?
Copers. It just sounds like people who just struggle but get on with it.
I think that's what it's like getting the stairs up to that place.
There are the Thrivers and there are the Copers.
Your comedy gold, Cotton. Very good, yes.
But that's
did you enjoy it?
It's a really nice place there, actually.
Yeah, we've got a gig there on the 2nd of December.
Yeah, they do. You know, we went in there and went, that place has always been known for being a bit of a quiet place, and that's why I think the previous owner had shut down, because they didn't have a lot of footfall.
Right.
But we always liked it there because it was quiet, so we can have a conversation, chill with our mates, and not be worried about.
This is above Manning's Amusements, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big pink castle.
And it used to be like a 70s disco thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It used to be there used to be a dance floor and
oh wow,
glitter ball and all this sort of stuff.
I only knew it as the Q
It's
Club.
the Q Club, that's it. Yeah.
But then it got really busy in the evening, and what we found was really nice was that it was all people that we wouldn't have seen out otherwise.
Right.
People sort of in their 30s plus,
right,
who go out but don't want to go to the sort of places that the younger people like the Bandbox go to. One person I did see is Jamie from Man from Reno.
Right,
the singer.
Okay. Yeah.
He was down there. I didn't get a chance to say hi to him, but he was there and had a little bit of a flash from the past. Blast from the past. That's the one.
You flashed him.
I flashed in my past.
You didn't talk to him. He flashed as you went past. Brilliant.
Show us your past.
Good. So that was nice.
That was my Saturday.
That's going to be quite a fun gig, actually. December 2nd. We're doing lots of sort of gypsy jazz stuff, and it's all 30s Art Deco themed and stuff.
Yes,
in there, isn't
it's
it?
very
Sort of Art Nouveau, very Parisian.
I did say at first, have they made it any better, or have they just turned the lights down so it looks classier? But apparently it is a different colour. I'm colourblind.
Okay,
wouldn't know.
good. Are you?
Yes. So I didn't have a late night. Didn't have a late night Saturday because on Sunday, me and Nikki went to London to go see the School of Rock, which was absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed it. Just so good. Really, I mean, have to say, if any of you are thinking of going and you don't want to spend £90, or I think it's the high end
£90,
£120 for like the top tier tickets.
That's what I'd spent on the Book of Mormon.
That's worth it though,
right?
Yeah, no, because
But Rock of Ages, not Rock of Ages, School of Rock looks worth it as well, right?
We paid £35 for the back tickets, right at the back, and we could still see everything perfectly well. Like, if you're wanting to go and you're on a bit of a shoestring, you don't want to spend £55 or whatever for the closer tickets. We were in the stalls on the bottom bit on the back row, and we could still see everything fine.
Nice, okay.
The sound also was incredible.
Not really.
Like, they had small speakers, like, because obviously we're under the top bit,
little Bosey
and little speakers, so everything sounded great. And it did make me laugh because before the show, there's a big voice comes over, and what's his name? Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Right. Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Lloyd Webber. He doesn't talk like that, does he?
No.
He said, one of the most common questions I ask is, do all the kids play all the instruments? Right. Yes, they do. So enjoy,
this talent. Yeah.
Enjoy this talent. Give it its dues for what it is. Almost sound like he was almost saying, don't moan if they get anything wrong.
Right.
Spoiler alert, they didn't.
No.
But the first thing that happens was the band No Vacancy come on, like the film.
Yeah.
And they're playing, and I'm like, they're not playing their instruments.
Right.
No, because there is a pit band. Up in the top right corner, there's a pit band, and they were really good.
Yeah, really.
But they were playing it. So the interesting thing is,
the adults didn't play.
The kids were playing live, but the adults weren't, which I thought was incredible.
That is great.
That was brilliant. But
yeah.
I mean, it was
showing them up.
A really good show, and it was, like I always say with the Rock Project, when you see sort of kids of that age playing so passionately and so brilliantly, and you think the future of music, the future of rock is in good hands. And
but you were surprised that they didn't say anything about Malcolm Young.
No, I wasn't. I mean, yes, I was. What's the right answer?
One of those.
I was surprised. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. For those of you who know the film is incredibly AC/DC influenced.
I mean, he's even wearing like shorts with his blazer in the front
Exactly.
cover, just without the little hat that says A on it, you know.
And playing an SG. I mean, that's kind of the Jack Black thing. The Dewey Finn in the play was actually playing a Les Paul, and I was like, should be an SG. But that's the only. But I was hoping.
Well, were they American?
They were all American. Yeah.
American. Anyway, sorry, you're back on thought.
Yeah, no. They
would say something.
About
one of the youngs.
About the youngsters. You've put me off completely. No,
this is what I do.
Yeah, no. I was hoping that there would be some kind of tip of the hat to Malcolm Young, and there wasn't. And although I'm not saying, it's a shame they didn't, because I can imagine they're so like
very
regimented on a show that's 7 days a week. But I was hoping that there would be a little bit, maybe even at the end or whatever. Although one thing I was wondering whether the line "For those about to rock, we salute you" will make it into the live show, because I found out in the film that line cost them an extraordinary amount of money.
Really?
They paid all the royalties for all the songs that they used in the film.
In School of Rock.
The film, yeah, but not. They hadn't claimed that they would use that line, and AC/DC sued them for quite a long, maybe in the 20 million, something like that, like a lot of money. I mean, it made it back. It's not a problem for a film of that kind of status. I was like, I wonder if they'll use that, because it's such an iconic line in the film, whether they'd use that in the musical, and they didn't. Which I was like, no, that's fair enough. But I was again, it would have been good to hear some fire. Yeah, but no, they were. I mean, the kids were incredibly good, so good. There were points where I had a tear in my eye.
Oh, really?
I nearly did.
You're like, rock is safe in your hands.
Exactly. I mean, for you, I mean, I'm sure there are songs that have made you cry in the past or whatever.
Black Tears by Imelda May.
Yeah.
Black Tears. Huge track. Check it out. Jeff Beck plays the guitar on it. Incredible. Anyway, you were carrying.
Yeah, no, and Nicky was like, "What do you mean? It wasn't that emotional." I was like, "No, it's not the emotional bit. It's the music kind of thing." One of the songs that first made me cry. It sounds a bit silly.
No, it doesn't.
But it's "Ballad of Me and My Friends" by Frank Turner. Do you know that song?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a live version that he played at some performance show.
A thing.
And it's a song about how the lifestyle of a young musician coming, doing a show, texting all his friends, hoping that someone turns up, and it's not being a great night, and knowing that it's not really going to go anywhere, but you're having fun doing what you're passionate about. And there's a line.
Why does that sound familiar? It's weird, man.
Yeah. And there's a line, and we're definitely going to hell. And when he sings that line, the whole audience joins in and just shouts it back at him. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, if I was in a position where someone's singing my song back at me, I couldn't. That's
not just like one person mouthing it in the audience, like the whole crowd.
That's the dream for me, to be able to have a song that people can sing back, and song that means so much to me.
That'll make you weep. That's kind of it. That's what you're explaining to Nicky. It's not the song that's making you weep. It's the ideas behind it. It's just what the song represents to you.
That's it. And what that entire show represented, and what that film represented to me, was everything that I had growing up. I mean, and everything I wanted growing up was to be doing music, to be surrounded by like-minded people. That was such a great sort of, that creates that kind of musical world around me. It's what we had when we were kids doing stuff. We had good support from our schools and stuff like that in terms of doing music, and it was just really good. And that's what really got me.
That's a good idea. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's making songs that it'll really keep you on your toes, really, isn't it? Because it's songs that you'll listen to them live, and you're like, I know what's coming up. I'm going to sing it back,
Yeah.
And to be honest, when you were saying that, it's this track I'm going to play now. has that. You guys can hear that in a second. You'll know what you're talking.
I took the elevator, I ain't gonna come back no more.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about with singing along. You know, it's just having. It's all you need is a simple thing. Sing a simple song, as Stevie Wonder said. It's the thing of just, you know, a little something for you to grab onto. Stop opening your legs when you say I'm grabbing onto some little things. Because the thing is, you know, I really want to do Porcupine Tree-esque stuff.
Oh, me too.
You know, and like, you know, be as good as Dream Theater or something like this. But, you know, listen to Black Keys a lot and a little bit of AWOL Nation, and it's a bit of Barnes Courtney recently. And it's just simple songs that people can latch onto and enjoy themselves to. And I really do think that is one of the main reasons behind there being a song in the first place, right?
I was listening to Justice on the way in, you know.
Justice.
Le
French DJs.
La France.
Yeah.
Yeah, and...
I remember them from the first Assassin's Creed advert.
Ah, what song was that?
I cannot remember. It was just the...
Yeah,
that one.
I think that was this album I was listening to. One of the songs on there called Let There Be Light.
Right.
It's so good because it's just a 4-chord progression.
Right.
And then it plays that, and then it repeats and adds a bit on top. Then it adds a bit on top, adds a bit on top, and then you have this massive sort of sound that's really busy.
Yeah.
And then it cuts down just to like a hi-hat going... and like really like basic piano.
I think you're just thinking.
And then builds it all up again and then stuff. And I was like...
It's like Pendulum. Pendulum are good for that as well, in terms of electronic music. I sent you something a little while back. I wasn't sure if you checked it out.
I did check it out, and then I didn't reply.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about Porcupine
Jazzist.
Tree.
Yeah, Jaeger Jazzist or Jaeger Jazzist. I don't quite know how to do it. Yeah, Swedish band. And I got into them sort of second year of uni, so it would have been about 2012. And no idea how. I think it was just one of those Facebook pop-up ads like, you might like this person because you like Porcupine Tree or something. And they're very, very good. And there was some of that was singy backable. Yeah. But I think for somebody like you and I, listening to sort of prog stuff, a lot of the time we're not looking for something that we can sing back and have that we're looking for something like, oh man, I wish I could do that, or how can I incorporate that into my writing, you know? In
the same way that a mechanic probably won't want the same car as a person who just wants a car.
Right.
A mechanic will want a car that's more complex. Maybe one that's not as easy to drive, but they want something a bit more performance based.
Right.
It's that kind of thing of something me and Raina were saying last after.
Or reliable, you know, like, because obviously you're supposed to constantly like fixing someone's car, and you're like, I'm not going to buy that one because I know it's really bad. Anyway, so you were saying.
We were talking about Take That, and he was like, I love new Take That, and I was like, I'll take it or leave it. I'm not overly into it.
I could take that or leave it.
But for
sorry, that tickled me.
That wasn't even intentional. I'm sorry. So yeah, and I just went, he's saying that he loves that kind of music, and I was like, that's fine. I was like, that's not my kind of thing. I appreciate it for what it is, but I listen to it and go, I know this music's not for me. I don't like it because it's not the music designed for me to listen to, and it's not where my tastes go.
I think it's often what sort of connects you back to your childhood a lot of the time. If you didn't listen to it when you were a kid, and you didn't like it then you're just going to listen to that and be tainted from a young age. Like, people, bands like Take That or Boyzone or something like this, when we were kids, were just like, but then again, girls like that.
Take That now are so different from what they used to be as well. Like they're
a boy band, isn't it?
They're a man band now. They're a man band. They are a man band.
This sounds like something you don't tickle on someone. Don't tickle me, man band.
Sounds like something you wear whilst working out. Hold your gut in.
Hold it in, yeah.
No. But like, it's knowing that what music isn't for you and who your music appeals to. Like I say, I love writing that kind of real technical stuff, but I'm not going to go and expect to have plays on Radio 1 because why would it? It's not going to appeal to the mass market, and that's what that sort of that sort of radio station is designed for. So they'll play the more simpler stuff, the stuff that people can digest easily without having to have a degree in music. You know.
And I think that's why jazz gets such a bad rap, because people seem to think that you need to have some kind of crazy understanding of what they're playing all the time. And a lot of the time, I didn't study jazz. I have studied jazz now, but when I first was listening to it, I had no idea what was going on. And there's still so much of the time when I'm listening to a jazz track and I'm like, I have no idea how you just did that,
Yeah.
And it's you don't have to be super on it and understanding chord tones for just to be able to listen to a Charlie Parker track,
Yeah.
You just it's there. It's ambient noise. It's like what Brian Eno was talking about in the 70s and the 80s, just about how in the future music will be like a faucet or a light switch. You'll just turn it on when you go into a room, or there will just be something that's like light, something to give the room ambience. And I think actually we're getting closer to that now when we've got like Sonos systems, Spotify, and where people can just go, I don't care what's on me. Like I'll often sort of just be sitting there going on the old Siri thing, beep beep beep, play me some new music, and it just says Siri Bing. Shut up. But most of the time it says it'll be like, okay, playing you some new music, and it will just play me something, and I'm not sitting there making any choice on that. I'm literally just turning it on, and I'm not like, I want something heavy, I want something groovy. It just comes out. But
jazz is quite an interesting one in that sense of I went through various different stages of I didn't like jazz, I couldn't play jazz. Then we learned at college, we did some workshops on sort of how jazz is written and how it is. And I went, okay.
I get it.
I love playing jazz.
Yeah.
Still don't like listening to it. But the more I played it, the more I got an ear for it, become to listen to it. And it's not an easy thing to sort of to digest.
I think what ruined it for us early on, where we had to come back into it, was Spinal Tap, when they suddenly just goes, we're going to go into a free jazz movement. And it's just like... for ages during the puppet show. But anyway, so let's go on to what's going on this week. Let's move that back and then start talk about it at the end of the show, so people can know where to skip towards if they just want to know what's going on,
Yes, let's do that.
So Monday we've got Tonight, which is classic old Metal Mayhem at St. Jude's with Darren and all the guys there. That'll be good for your black thrash, grunge, goth, industrial, all that sort of stuff. That's going to be great for tonight.
Awesome.
At St. Jude's on Norwich Road. Now, Friday 24th, there's not much going on during the week at all, apart from if you want to go to a bake sale.
Yes.
I want to ask somebody a question. Maybe they can answer it to me, answer me during the week, or just write in. What is Celestial? I think it's because they've got a launch night here at Smokehouse. Could not find any details about them. There's not much on them online.
Right.
I think it's a record label that's doing like house and techno.
Okay.
They've got an opening night here the 24th of November. Not much going on with them, but yeah, if anybody knows about it, please tweet in at Lockabilly's or at Harley C.
We'll share it on the page.
Yeah, and we'll share it on the page.
This Friday, I have a gig.
You've got a gig.
I got a gig, which I'm quite looking forward to, because I am going to be playing with the Mementos, doing another public show. No marriage, no dating.
Oh, mad.
No joining a golf club required.
Nobody has to join a cult to come and see you play.
No. All you have to do.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, what is really fun?
Where's the gig?
Is watching lights being turned on in Stowmarket. It's the Stowmarket Christmas lights turning on-ness.
Nice. You got some gloves to play in.
I hope so. We're going to be wearing our Christmas jumpers. The suits might not cut it.
Sweet.
So yeah, we've got that with full band back.
Friday.
So we were playing without Nick on Friday. So this Friday we got Nick back, and we'll have the whole band: Laura, Rob, and Andy. So really looking forward to that.
That'd be really nice. Any more things going on Friday?
Any other things going? We've got live. One thing I've just seen here, live from Blackthorn Studio at the Steamboat.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
I'm reading this as we go, so I don't know much about it.
Well, okay, so let's. I know another thing going on Saturday on the Steamboat this weekend as well. So yeah, some good stuff going on at the Steamboat. Then.
Yeah, that's nice to know they're sort of bringing music back there. They had a bit of a lull on that. But...
You read into that. I'm going. Yeah. So we've got our good old friend Simon playing with the Harry Isaac Presley Operation.
The hip hop.
Good old buoy. That's at 9:30. The Black Tiles in Martlesham. The Hot Tramp, who we played earlier, 13th floor. That one was. They are at the Wild Man, and I'd like to finish the show with this next band I'm talking about. Longy and the Gospel Trash, with support from Emily Gray, will be playing at the Swan with the DJ this Friday at 7. That'll be a good show, actually, because these guys, you'll hear it later on, but Longy and the Gospel Trash, he's actually played 500 shows this year.
That's more than one. That's like at least 2 a day.
Yeah. It's
That's
crazy,
mental.
right? Or he's just crammed them in. My max in a year has been like 130, and people think I'm busy. Which that's mad. He does a lot of solo shows and stuff, and his sound is really great. It's got this kind of Britpop thing. So if you like that, then come along on Friday, 24th of November. Saturday, 25th, the Makeshifts are doing their farewell gig. If you like your blues and your rhythm and blues, they'll be playing at Venue 77 this Saturday night with special guests Hot Tramp. Where have you heard that name before? Fantastic boys. I hope they enjoy it. Then after that, if you feel like you're into your hip-hop, your boogie, your disco, your funk, your Afrobeat, go down to Liquid Love. That's Saturday night at the Swan with Daniel Lee Harvey, one of your IO radio hosts. It's going to be fantastic. He's got a great, diverse sense of music.
I haven't been able to find, going back to the Steamboat, haven't been able to find much information about the Friday night event.
News.
But they are doing an event on the Saturday at the Steamboat Tavern. It's called Astrid EDS Journey.
Oh yeah, Impilo are playing that.
Yes, I'm going to try and get along to that because they've Astrid came into the shop. She's got I think tickets are on sale in the store, but she used one of James's pieces of artwork on the event as well. James from West End Music does his JG Mind Doodles.
Nice, yes, all for very good causes.
Yeah, so but they're working together and trying to sort of raise as much money as they can for such a great cause. So I'm going to try and get along to that. I think.
Saturday will be great. I'm actually gigging myself that one, so they asked if I could play that one, and I couldn't do it because I was already priorly booked.
Shame.
It's a wedding party thing job, which is a private thing. We're doing private things Friday and Saturday, so I won't be able to go to these gigs that I'm talking about as per usual. The Blues Situation, which is my friend Craig Philbrook from Goofer Dust. We're back on, by the way. As we have the King is the Return of the King. His name is not Aragorn, it's Aragiles. So Blues Situation will be at the Grand Old Duke of York, which are doing gigs again. Yay! Debs may have left, but there's still music going on at the Grand Old Duke of York. That's this Saturday 25th. Check that out. Now Sunday, huge influence on both Harley and I. Mr. Mark Stewart will be playing with Homebrew at the Blacksall Ship.
Nice.
That'll be cool. That's in the evening, I believe. But if you are free during the day, it's a little band called the Lockabillys.
I've heard of them.
Who wants that? We are playing at the Waterfront Bistro as a duo, Murray and I. We'll be from 3 until 6. So if you want a little bit of nice forward on the waterfront.
Who are?
Sorry, Rainer. That's just mocking his voice. That's Sunday. Sunday afternoon, 3 till 6. That'll be a fun one. You got some more stuff to promote there, Harley?
The only thing I'm seeing here is this Sunday, Folk at the Froys is this Sunday, Jim Murray and the Burkitts.
I checked him out. He's a bit cheesy for me, but if you guys like your country and Irish folk and stuff, check it out.
That kind of thing, yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll play him on the show this week, but he's not really us. He's a bit too, I looked into your eyes and all I saw was love, but you left me here with my mandolin. No? Not heard that one?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's reminding me, you need to pick up some banjo strings, don't let me forget.
You can have mine.
I really like the Froys as a venue. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Never been.
Really nice. The only downside is it's a little bit out of the way of the beating path, but it is a very good venue and they do some lovely food if you're ever...
What's the beating path, Harley?
The beating path. Off the beaten path. That's a thing.
Beaten path.
No,
off the beaten path. You go over someone that's beaten, so the grass has been beaten. You don't beat someone on the path.
It's the beating path because you walk it and you get out of breath and your heart gets beating.
No,
that's what it is.
That's not.
It is.
No, I think you think it's just where people just get spanked on the way through a forest.
It is that.
No.
It is. Right, okay, that's it.
The beaten path. No. Please answer this, ladies and gentlemen.
Fine, I'm out.
No, don't leave, Harley. Okay, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Please don't leave, Holly. Don't leave on the beating path, you fool. Oh, okay. I'm here by myself now. Okay. Oh, you're back, are you?
Yeah, it's cold outside.
Oh, yeah. Fool. Yeah, it's been absolutely fun talking to you guys. You know, if you've got some stuff you want to talk about, some shows that you've been to, if you just want to tell us we're both awful, leave comments on the YouTube videos. Go on to Podbean, go on to iTunes, download the podcasts, and come check us out. Subscribe, my friends. We're going to be every Monday and every Thursday every week.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. This is a great song by Longy and the Gospel Trash.
Can I storm off now?
Is Love... What?
Can I storm off now?
Yes, now I've played Love Schizophrenia by Harley.
Bye! It's the Harley and Josh show on iRadio.